Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to my channel. Okay, make sure that you are subscribed, you guys. There is a subscribe button, like there is a join button, there's a thanks button. Use those buttons, okay, to appreciate the channel. So this morning I'm going to do two stories. I want to talk about what's happening with Chidema, but more her mom. And it's interesting, you guys, because there was a media briefing where Home Affairs was actually informing us as the citizens of South Africa what's happening with the investigations, okay? And I'm like, when I said in one video that I did, and I said that even though Chidima has every right to accept the invitation from Nigeria to enter their Miss Universe Nigeria, I didn't feel like it would be priority if it was me, because priority will be figuring out what's happening with my life. Where do I belong? And finding out from my mom what happened, okay? And I guess for her, the priority was to win the crowd. Now, all of these things are happening while she's over there. And I'm like, I'm not even sure they're going to allow her to come back. Had she just, guys, like initially when people started making noise, if she just withdrew, this story wouldn't be as big as it is. So part of it is her being arrogant, and not really thinking about things, because she should have just withdrawn as early as possible and we will be done. But she didn't. And then I'm going to talk about what's happening with AFF, you guys. Listen, I was shocked by the announcement that Floyd was leaving the organization, okay? But you know what? When they did that media briefing, and even though you could see that Malema was heartbroken about that decision, but I was impressed by his reaction. I was impressed by what he was saying. You can see, like, his demeanor, you could see it's like he's defeated, okay? But what he was saying was more like, guys, the organization will go on. Floyd is my brother. He will always be my brother. I like that. I feel like, how are we finally getting the matured Malema? But it wasn't long, okay? I like the matured Malema. Listen, I'm not a diehard fan or supporter or follower of EFF, but I do like their existence in South African politics. So I was kind of heartbroken for him, okay? Even though I feel like MK, they do need people like Floyd to sort of help them to formally structure i-organization yabo, because nabo ke nje umkhonto wesizwe guys kusamahliphihliphi, angifuna ukuqamba amanga. Don't come for me, because when I say mahliphihliphi, I mean who is who in what in the zoo, who is who in the zoo, so they need somebody to come and sort of organize things, okay, so that maybe the next elections we can consider, but if we were just saying people are getting kicked out of the organization, the new people are coming in, so maybe if they get people that are experienced in politics, they can come and stabilize things. Okay, I don't know how it's gonna work, but now, you guys, I was excited about the matured Malema, but it didn't last long because yesterday, the training video was saying something else. He's really, really angry. So we're going to talk about the backlash that Malema is getting after he delivered that speech where he was coming for Ndlonzi's wife. Listen, I didn't know that Ndlonzi is married. I thought they were dating with that lady, but apparently they married. Okay. So let's talk about what's happening with Chidima's mom. So we are going to read the story from Azimoja, you guys. The story is written by Usbonelo Zwane. It says, the net is closing in on Chidima Adechima's mother. Okay. It says the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs reported to Parliament today that the department's 3 officials were allegedly involved in the fraudulent registration of former Miss SA contestant Chidima Adechima's birth at the Johannesburg office. The committee also revealed that one of the officials has since passed away, and the remaining 2 are being investigated. Talking about something catching up with you. I mean, I'm sure they never thought that they were going to get caught. In the report, the department said that their records show that the woman whose identity might have been stolen by Adechima's mom was registered by her mother in Tshwane in 1982. She was then entered into the National Population Register. According to the report, the woman applied for an ID in 1995, and 3 months after the application, she returned to Home Affairs to collect the ID, only to be told her ID was issued in Johannesburg at an office where she had not applied for it. Okay. The woman is said to have given birth in 2001 when she went to register her child at Home Affairs. She discovered that there was a child registered under her ID number. The child that was registered was Miss Chidema Vanessa Onwe Adechima. She then spent months before she could be given a new identity. Imagine the stress, you guys. Imagine the stress, okay? When you haven't done anything wrong, when you haven't broken the law, anything like that, and you're the one that has to suffer because of what somebody decided to do. Home Affairs has visited the address listed for Miss Adechima's mother and that of the lady whose ID was stolen. The information shared by the family of the lady whose ID was stolen in Tshwane matches the details contained in the reports, okay? In the process of investigation, Adechima's mother was issued with a Promotion of Administrative Justice Act letter on the 7th of July 2024. And the department said her response to the letter will determine the final decision that will take in relation to the ID she's currently carrying. Now, here's the thing, you guys, that I don't get about Adechima. If your mother got the letter on the 7th of August, then as a family, you already know that this is serious. Like, they really are investigating. Because I understand how they could be thinking this thing is just going to die down, because that's how our Home Affairs has been previously, where things just don't get investigated. But if your mother is getting the letter on the 7th of August, why are you still getting on the plane going to Nigeria? Because if you are saying that your home is South Africa, then whatever it is that happens with your identity document, if they cancel it or whatever, if you want to be stuck anywhere, you want to be stuck in South Africa, not Nigeria, because you've been saying Nigeria is not your home, it's South Africa that is your home. So why are you going to Nigeria and taking a risk of this investigation being concluded while you're in Nigeria and you might not be able to come back? I feel like there was there was arrogance, a big corner with her making that decision, So the letter was issued on the 7th of August 2024, and the department said her response to the letter will determine the final decision that they will take in relation to the ID she's currently carrying. I do wonder, you guys, the lady whose identity was stolen, if she could sue our government, okay? Yes, she should, okay? The Department Director General for the Counter-Corruption and Security at Home Affairs, Advocate Constance Moise, told Parliament that the ongoing investigation is also looking at other areas that are important for the fair and accurate conclusion of the case. The department's investigation is at an advanced stage. The investigation now includes the involvement of the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, HOGS. Moitse said, she added that the department is also seeking legal advice on the implication of the alleged fraudulent activity on Adechima's citizenship status. Our drive towards digitization will help to eliminate instances of fraudulent interference, added Moitse. Okay. Listen, you guys, so we wonder what's gonna happen with Adechima now, because reports are her ID is basically cancelled. So now, when she finishes the competition, if the competition ends or when it ends and she wants to come back to the country that she called home, what document is she going to use? She can't use her ID, and her passport is, are they going to allow her to come back to South Africa? If they deport her mom, then she might as well stay in Nigeria. But are they going to do? They can't really deport her mom to Nigeria because her mom is from Mozambique. So if she gets deported, she'll be deported to Mozambique. I'm just thinking, you guys. So I'm not understanding her decision to actually decide to go to Nigeria. Now, you guys, let's get into the story. Malema. Like I said, I was enjoying the Machot Malema, but that Machot Malema did not last for 24 hours, okay? Now, on Zimoja, they are saying, Malema gets backlash for dragging Mabato Moncho into EFF politics because in that speech that he did, he wasn't happy that Mabato was liking posts of Floyd's post when he was posting about joining the EFF. So I guess, according to Malema, you must do what your husband's boss wants you to do. Imagine if I had to consider my husband's boss every time I had to make a decision about what I do on social media. So I'm not understanding. Economic Freedom Fighters leader Julius Malema has received backlash on social media for attacking Mbuyiseni Ndlovu over TV producer and writer Mabato Moncho, liking social media posts by Floyd Shivambu. Moncho, who is Mbuyiseni's partner, liked a social media post by Shivambu, who has since joined Mkondo Wesizwe party. Okay, guys, like, I feel like, no man, like Julius Malema is losing it, because why is he on Twitter like that? It's one thing to see people's posts, it's another to go and check who liked which post. Unless it's a thing of people around him, but I'm sure like, oh, did you see? Did you see? Because I'm not imagining going around checking, oh, like this post. Hey, you know, it's not making sense unless there are people around him that are like, hey, this one. Which can mean that maybe people around him do want him to push away Mbuyiseni Ndlonzi. Okay. Mabato liked Floyd's post on Instagram where he wrote, "The time comes in life of any nation where there remain only two choices, fight or submit." Okay, that was Floyd's post. Some people speculated that Ndlonzi might be next in line to join Jacob Zuma's camp. Following the post, Malema expressed how liking the social media post could possibly be a sign that Ndlonzi wanted to leave the party as well. He said, "How can someone say the decision to join Mkondo Wesizwe is the best decision ever take, and my wife Mantwa is the first person to like such a thing? And you say Julius Malema is with us when the partner likes the things that seek to denounce the organization and where the organization stands. Where the relatives, cousins and siblings declare where they stand, and you still ask yourself where this leader stands. Look at those around him and you will know where he stands." Malema said yesterday, implying that Moncho liking the post was a reflection of Ndlonzi's views on the party. "Live now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate us. You must live today because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and the future." Guys, like, I just imagine like me working for an organization and I had no intentions of leaving. And then my boss speaks like this. Like, you will feel like you have no choice but to leave. Just because another employee left and he's feeling betrayed that another employee left. I know that it's a different kind of a relationship, but I'm just saying, if I'm part of the organization and someone else leaves, and then because the boss is feeling insecure, now they go on to say that now leave now. And you're like, I wasn't planning to leave, but if he is saying that, then you might end up saying, you know what, maybe it's time for me to leave too. I'm not understanding this, you guys. Okay, Malema said yesterday, implying that Moncho liking the post was a reflection on Ndlonzi's views on the party. "Live now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate us. You must live today because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change between now and the future," Julius wrote in response on social media. "Live now. We have no reason to beg anyone. If you want to live now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we will always continue to speak truth to power. It's very painful to count the soldiers you don't have." Malema was accused of dragging Moncho into EFF politics. "It's a disgusting thing for a man to take public platform and speak ill of another man's wife." Ramaphosa tried to caution Julius Malema about this sort of thing. "I'll wait to see if the women in the EFF have a voice." Social media user Patriot watching wrote on X. Another user, Usne Kumalo, said, but wrong lana. Mabato is her own person and is allowed to have her own opinions and views different from her man. Another social media wrote. I think this one, you guys, it's also just giving us an idea of how Malema is in his own relationship, because it means that he would definitely have an issue with his wife, probably maybe liking Floyd's post too. So his wife has to have the same views, when it comes to politics in South Africa as him, And I guess he expected that all the other people that are in the same party as him to be acting the same when it comes to their wives. He said last week that the deputy president's position will be filled during the party's elective conference in December. Moja promised to respond to Zimoja, but had not done so at the time of the publication. Those who know politics, you guys, maybe they can explain to us in the comment section, what is an issue really between Malema and Ndlonzi? Because not being really somebody that follows politics like that, I've always viewed him as a loyal member of the EFF. Okay, how come immediately when Floyd decides to leave, he is thinking Ndlonzi might leave as well, when some of us thought that if Floyd is leaving, at least he still has Mboiseni, but he sounds like he doesn't care if Mboiseni lives. It's an interesting thing. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before you share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers in the tanda.